Imagine if every time you went to a restaurant, they made you sample all the things you ate the last time you were there. Not new versions of those things, the actual things. They went to the waste plant, found the remains of your meal, and made you re-eat it after you'd already processed it and taken what you needed. Welcome to Previously On segments. This mountain is never seen or heard from again in this episode. I'm beginning to think Marvel uses these establishing shots for atmosphere only.
Dragon swoops towards the palace.
Actual footage of the Game of Thrones Season 8 writer's room somehow makes it into this episode. That's it? Just the toys? What about the people she knew? The other countless ways she's impacted this universe's timeline? I know there's talk about erasing entire realities, but why is it leaving the marble behind when the toys disappear? Of the many things this show yada yadas for the sake of our beliefs staying suspended, I'm tiring the most of this resetting nonsense. I really wish someone would get this burnout bureaucrat a drink so he can stop mean mugging everyone. We see Ravonna and Mobius tie one on later in the episode. He knows what's going on. He's probably just angry he was never invited. Who are these people? Are they members of the TVA? And why do they do nothing to stop this escape? Maybe they're just concerned citizens of the Null time zone. I'm going to say we have a florist, a tax attorney, and the owner of a small but delightful deli here. So why on their day off are they choosing to watch these dull-ass court proceedings instead of making me my pastrami on rye?
Next case. Next case.
Right here!
The TVA court procedures apparently follow the same rules as Marco Polo. The TVS technology is absurdly easy to use, or maybe our technology is absurdly difficult. Point is, these TemPads don't even require an access pin or a fingerprint. I get a new TV remote and I have to study it for hours just to change the input select. But sure, program yourself a functional time door in mere seconds on a device you've never seen before, child. Look, there's only one explanation for indoor fog that thick, and it's not supernatural. There's a reason the timekeepers keep asking for more Funyuns is all I'm saying.
Look, I know there's protocol, but she could have information.
Mobius has been at this for a while, but doesn't seem to notice how paper-thin their so-called protocols are. Other than vendettas, pruning, and paperwork, their adherence to rules is about as strict as a dress code at Burning Man.
What? How?
I'm a simple man. Give me Owen Wilson saying, wow, or how, and I'm taking a sin off. All I really want is for him to star as a farmer turned stock trader, so he can take his cow and sow from plow to dow. Is that too much to ask? This shot is stunningly beautiful and all, but there are a bunch of meteorites pelting the area. Sure, we're in a resignation moment here, but survival instinct is strong and there's a tube to hide in right there. If I had paid more attention in physics, I'd be able to explain to you why two massive celestial objects this close together should be wreaking way more havoc than this calm scene would suggest. I'm sure it goes something like magnetic fields, blah blah gravity, blah blah seismic activity, blah blah. Why is this lake so calm?
Do you think that what makes a Loki is the fact that we're destined to lose?
No. According to this show, what makes a Loki is the British accent. Lokis can be anything, as long as they sound like they're from London. Despite the inescapability of the time twister displacement collar things, Sylvie, Loki, and the Hunters all go along with this dramatic hallway struggle walk. Also, why are they even in the hallway right now? The TemPads can open a glowy door anywhere. Why not bring them right into the time theater?
A bad memory prison? How quaint.
Lady Sif is a dick to Loki. Lady Sif is a dick to Loki's Lady Sif is a dick to Loki because Loki was a dick to Lady Sif, and now Loki's likely won't stiff because Lady Sif was a dick to Loki's Also, honestly, any testicular trauma after the second loop is on you, Loki. Tuck your low globes away the second Sif walks out. I've seen RuPaul's Drag Race. I know there are ways.
Work your Loki and figure out what caused that spike.
J-O-I.
Two variants of the same being, especially you, forming this kind of sick, twisted romantic relationship.
Sick? Twisted? Aren't we supposed to love ourselves? People spend millions of dollars searching for this kind of therapeutical breakthrough. Get bent, Mobius, but only in a way that turns and reconnects to itself so it ends up with only one true side and a single boundary curve. Science jokes!
I'd have boxed your ears.
Damn, going from spirited argument to ear punches is in no way a healthy progression. Mobius really needs to use some of his PTO.
If you could go anywhere, anytime, where would it be?
I can go anywhere, anytime.
Mobius would be excellent at TVSins.
C20? The variant? All these questions, what are you getting at?
At this point, we all suspect Ravonna is hiding something, but that doesn't make it any less absurd to be irritated when someone whose job it is to investigate things has questions.
You've been spending too much time with Lokis.
Yeah. I definitely have been spending too much time with Lokis.
TVSins staff meetings. I'm glad we're back at good old Roxcart because I've got something to say. This is a terrible name for a store. Sure, with it being Loshi's hideout, it's a fun play on women having two X chromosomes, and the little logo looks like two people. But I'm just saying the second you throw another consecutive X in your store name and only sell regular toys, flashlights, or plugs, you're going to have some very disappointed walk-ins. I'm willing to accept a lot about this little device. Okay, that's not true. I've pretty much seen every aspect of it by this point. But if you thought I was going to stand by and let you participate in blatant zoom and enhancing on my watch, well, you can just plan a kiss on my sacred timeline.
I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times.
I know, right? So why aren't you exploring? Walk around, look for flaws. You're a Loki for Odin's sake. So you've been misted. The Loki I know would have solved this room and beyond a Riven by now.
So I just have to trust the word of 2 Lokis?
How about the word of a friend?
Why does this resonate with Mobius? He may believe that Loki is not entirely lying, but I feel like the show has spent a lot of time establishing so much distrust between these two characters that a friendship at this stage is very unlikely. I mean, I could see this blossoming into a friendship, like after solving a few cases together, Mobius eventually invites him over to have dinner with the family, and Mobius realizes that Loki might be crazy, but he means well, and then they go uncover a drug smuggling ring operated by a former CIA paramilitary unit who then kidnaps Mobius's daughter, forcing the two of them to go on a rescue mission which gets foiled, and they're taken to the baddie's hideout and tortured, but they escape to have to return to Mobius's house because the baddies are going after his family now, but they get there just in time, and the whole thing ends dramatically when Loki fights the main baddie in the rain. Now that's a relationship I would believe. Wait, are helmets optional now? Or is this guy just an anti-helmeter and people are so tired of his bullshit they've lost the will to argue about it anymore?
That's what I like to do. Just riding around on my jet ski.
Prune him.
Holy shit. I mean, you know Marvel can bring anyone back, and I know Marvel can bring anyone back, but Loki doesn't know that. This moment is surprising, shocking, and Hiddleston sells it so well, I'm feeling my own feelings. But also jet skis. Also, Ravonna doesn't prune Loki here because we all know you can't prune a Loki without filling out the proper forms and completing the prerequisite boss battle. Tom Hiddleston looking good in a shirt and tie cliche.
I've lost track of the number of times I've been killed, so go ahead. Do your worst.
Loki's only actually died once in the MCU, and he fake died twice. Hardly enough times to lose count. And since the one real time and one of the fake times, it wasn't even this particular Loki, it'd be a little weird if he couldn't count to 1. Sure, why not? Why wouldn't someone just be able to approach unhindered and not only hijack the chrono collars, but unlock them both with one push of a button? Deus Tex Machina got a Deus Tex Machina, I guess. These two guards were apparently trained to not ever, under any circumstance, attack the assailant at the same time.
Then who created the TVA?
The Disney Imagineers. Duh. Oh, please. Just because the camera didn't hear or see Ravonna doesn't mean neither of the 2 people in the room would have heard her get up and approach. Do you know how hard it is to sneak up on 2 people in an echoey room? Especially 2 Lokis? Marvel didn't think we could mourn another Loki death for more than 2 minutes. They were probably right, but whether it's their fault or ours, it's still a sin. Also, the possibility of this Loki Gator being the leader of this group tempted me to remove all the sins from the episode, and then promptly reapply them because I feel toyed with. But instead, I'll just give the standard single sin for taking full 4 episodes to go full Loki-verse.
Mama, take your prune juice!
The universe wants to break free, so it manifests chaos.
I'm an agent of chaos.
We get hit all the time by rocks and meteors. Some of them the size of cars, some no bigger than your hand.
You had rings around them. You're amazing.
Wow, you're so dominant.
Your father would have been proud of you, Jen.
Timekeepers are watching,
They're
Mobius.
always watching.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Fine. You want the truth?
You can't handle the truth!
You can be whoever, whatever you want to be, even someone good.
I like being bad and then going home and being good.